Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back. How's everyone doing? Yeah. Hey, I did a thing. Um, a few streams back I talked about how like my storage space is getting very close to full. And I've now decided to delete some of the older VODs. I mean, they're uploaded on YouTube, so it's not such a big deal. Um, but yeah, I deleted mostly the ones from the bonus area that we built, as well as the forest, because I don't think I'm going to do much with that footage. It was mostly just building trees and then pasting them around, so there is not much that I can do with that. What I do want to keep is all of the footage from the capital city that we're building right now, because I feel like I could make a big video out of that. I mean, I have a bunch of shots that I could just insert into the video and then some longer clips of me explaining what I'm planning on doing and how I'm doing it, and maybe giving some advice. Yeah, I'm still not sure about that, but I guess I'm going to do that. It sounds the most reasonable to me. That was AFK, right? Yeah, okay. I just turned this one up because I think I have to leave somewhere during stream, but not now. Yeah, plan for today is we are going to be building most of the capital city. I want to make a lot of progress today. Um, I am a very slow builder, I know that, and I think if I keep building like now, we are not going to make much progress. Like we are going to make progress, and what I'm building is really cool. I really love the areas that we've built so far. But I also feel like I am wasting a lot of time with the speed at which I'm building, especially considering that this is my first real map. It's probably has a lot of quality issues, and if I spend too much time in this, I mean, we are already at 200 hours of building. Um, and if I spend too much time and the map ends up being not as good as I wanted it to be, even with all the playtesting, if like an issue comes up that I simply cannot fix in time without like reworking an entire area again, um, that would be really sad. And so I want to make progress. I want to get this map done. I want to upload it, get some feedback, and then hopefully make a remake once the trilogy is finished. Yeah, that is my current plan. So I am going to finish this map, then the second map, then the third map. Then I'm going to combine all of the three maps into one remade version that is three maps in one continuous story. Also, right now for this map, only one ending is planned because it is scattered throughout three maps. I cannot really do multiple endings because the endings would impact the gameplay of the next map. And I do have a lot of ideas for different endings though, and that is where I think I want to make a combined version of all three maps. Yeah, and those maps will then feature different endings that impact the gameplay of the next map. Not to worry about it not being worth playing the first map. I am, as I said, like when the map comes out, it will be finished for now, and the remake will be a lot further away. And after, or like when remaking, I'm probably also going to add new areas, so there will be a reason to replay. But that is planning way too far into the future. That's probably going to take like a year or even longer, depending on how long I take with the second map. I think the second map will take less than 200 hours. Or maybe, I don't know. I mean, it is a desert map that will be mostly focused on mini dungeons. with 5 main areas again, like in this map. We have 5 big main areas, but because it is more desert focused, it's also going to be much easier to build bigger areas. Yeah, I want to experiment a little bit with level design, making some more interesting layouts would be cool. And then for the finale of this trilogy, I'm going to combine all of my knowledge from the first and second map and create something that I hope I will be able to call a masterpiece. Again, way too early to think about that, but I still want to have like a rough plan. I want the third map to be the best that I can do. And the first 2 maps are just learning and planning for that until they are remade. Okay, I should stop talking about this. That's way too far into the future. So let's get to building, I would say. Let me turn off the cinematic. And yeah, today we are going to be decorating or building most of this area. Most of the living houses are going to be the same design as the houses down here, but I have a plan for the tavern that I wanted to build. As I've said last time, this is probably going to be like a little tavern. And I have actually pre-planned some designs. At first I thought, okay, what if I make it fully wooden? That's a cool design, I think, but it wouldn't really fit the area. Because the area has more of this grayish look with a touch of green, I guess. Actually, welcome back. Nice to see you again. Yeah, how's your day been? And then I had the idea of making it a little bit more grayish, like this, with a more clear outline. Didn't really like that. Looks too cluttery, too much just. Yeah, I'm also fine. I'm really excited to get into some of the building here. Today we are going to make a lot of progress, and I'm very excited for that. Yeah, and yeah, you can just see a little bit of my thought process. Then I thought, yeah, let's make it a little bit more grayish, or like more grayish, but not as cluttered as previously. Then maybe instead of gray, let's use white, because that would make sense in the setting at least. Yeah, that's exactly what we're going to do today. Building houses, a lot of them. And I'm going to try my best to make them all look kind of distinct from each other. But of course, with a big amount of houses, it's you have to have some consistency. So yeah, then this design is fine, I guess, but didn't really like it. I tried this one for a little bit of depth, but that didn't really vibe with me as the outline is way too thick. And this is the design that I ended up coming up with. It is a gravel kind of foundation. Would make sense to have some signs in between here, but well, maybe for the bottom. That's honestly completely fine. Then more white look for the second layer and a gray roof. I ended up changing some of that around. So now we have the wooden design from back here as the second layer, because I think it would fit into the setting. Also, taverns or like just medieval houses in general have some kind of wooden layer, and usually also a lot of white, like more clay. But clay in Minecraft doesn't really fit in my opinion, so I stuck with the wood. And the roof has a little bit more color now. Still has this grayish outline, but I ended up making the roof a little bit more colorful. Yeah, and that is going to be the design for the tavern at least. And yeah, here's the gradient. I have actually not prepared my inventory yet. This is still unorganized. Let's just get rid of all of this and copy the gradients over. And then we can just go right into it, I would say. Let's that one is supposed to be, yep, edited, right. Okay. Yeah, and this is still like the houses from that we've already built. I just had that as some inspiration next to the walls. Yeah, last time, in case you didn't see, I built this marketplace. I think it turned out pretty nice, very detailed, very full. Feels like someone had lived here at least. Now it's abandoned, but yeah, I really like this stand where you can kind of walk into. Hey, that's completely fine. Yeah. Yeah, and then I also built this tower in like 5 minutes. I don't know how I did this so fast, but yeah. Okay, let's get into it. I am talking a lot again. I want to I think I want to start with the tavern and then we can build the houses outwards from there. Yeah, let's start with a cobblestone foundation outline. Also make sure that okay, that's good. Yeah, the numbers in between outlines need to be odd so that the roof fits better. That is very important. Okay, and I think 4 blocks should be fine. Yeah. And then, of course, some of them in between this. This is 5 blocks, so it fits. And this is going to be a rather big house. So this is probably going to be one of the few houses that actually has 2 stories. Simply because I wanted to kind of stand out. Okay, let me stack up the yellow wool and then I can get a gradient brush going. Okay, yeah, mask this one. And the gradient brush is going to be really simple. It's just gravel and dead fire coral block. Let's turn mask surface off. Yeah, one thing that I like to do when using the gradient brush is extend the wall one up and one down, just so that the radius in between is a little bit more varied in blocks. It has a... Oh, that didn't really work. It did exactly the thing that I just wanted to explain it not doing. Let me dig an extra block beneath so it's properly aligned. Okay, I might actually need to go over this by hand a little bit. I think this is just slightly too much coral block. Yeah. Something about this isn't right. Why is there so much coral? I might just have to place the blocks by hand. Yeah. Yeah, that looks better. That is not 50% coral, that's like 70 or 65 maybe. Also, yeah, so with gravel obviously is a gravity block, so just like in one of the pre-built houses, I think we need some fences. Some signs, not fences. As support, just so it makes more sense. But I could also try fences. Let's just see how it looks at least. I mean, it's not bad. I'm not sure, but we can decide on that later. But for now, I definitely think fence or signs is going to be an important one. Yeah, and stairs, of course. Also completely forgot about those. Oh, this is a slight problem because there is not much space in this. I could just, yeah, let's move this house one inside. So now this street maybe even has a little bit more depth. You could say it that way. Could also, just for consistency, move this one to the side. Yeah, I want the main roads to be as free as possible. Okay, this needs another layer of cobblestone. I think I'm going to do cobblestone every 4 blocks. That kind of fits in with the current pattern. And I guess it wouldn't fit together here, but that is... Oh, wait, no, the interior also needs to be done. I completely forgot about that. Let's just make some space. And see how it might fit. Yeah, I guess the corner is just going to be a little bit rough. But honestly, it's not too bad. Yeah. Just don't pay too much attention to that. Oh yeah, also the mountain is made out of gravel a little bit. No, looking at this, I do like the gravel, but it also feels very unstable, also from looking inside. Like, this doesn't feel like a secure house. Not that medieval houses are secure in any way, but I still think this could be better. What if I replace the gravel with stone bricks? Yeah, okay, let's not use the magic wand tool. Freehand draw, let's get out the stone bricks. Turn down the radius. And just look at how this looks. Honestly, it's not too bad. Do I replace the coral block with normal stone? Okay, let's just see how it looks. But I think this makes a little bit more sense. Yeah. Okay, it's going to be stone and stone bricks. Where did my stone go? Or did I middle mouse click it again? every single time. I just can't get the middle mouse click out of my muscle memory. Honestly, maybe I should just unbind the key. Yeah. This is going to be very weird to adjust to, but I feel like if I don't, or if I keep middle mouse click bound, that I will just keep messing up my inventory, and my inventory will never be organized ever. And I have proven this to be true, so yeah, it's for the better. Do I place cobblestone? Yeah, I guess I do. I should maybe get a mod that shows my key presses on the side down here, but only show my middle mouse clicks, and then a counter as well. I don't know if that would be funny or annoying, but I'm kind of tempted to do that. I just read this was on top. Okay, now combining everything with campfires, I might just mix in some trapdoors, but for now I'll keep it simple. Also, yeah, okay. YouTube has this habit of turning off shuffle mode for my playlist for some reason. I have no idea why it does that, what I've done to YouTube to deserve this. And I usually only notice if there are multiple songs from one game in a row. Though it would make sense for some games because the majority of this playlist is, I think, Xenoblade, and a lot of Bayonetta is also in there. Oh yeah, a lot of it. And Final Fantasy, yes. Sometimes I don't notice. But I'm aware that YouTube is doing that for some reason. And it's really annoying. YouTube doing YouTube things again, right? Yeah, I feel like this is coming together well. I just need to watch out because the original problem was with these houses over here, that the roofs are very high. And so this was one of the houses. If you just look how high this house is, it is, yeah, roughly 22 blocks. And you could, or the roof would completely block your view from the platform up here. So you couldn't see the city from here. Which is very annoying because the entire point of this platform was for guards to be able to have an overview of the city. Yeah, and one single roof was enough to mess with that whole vision. Yeah, but I guess now it's still going to be pretty tall probably, but not as bad anymore. especially because I kind of changed the roof structure as well. So it doesn't tower up as high as it used to, and it falls off more quickly. And I could do this with a noise brush, but what the noise brush usually does is it places the wooden blocks so they like stick upwards. And I don't want that, so I'm just going to place all of these by hand, even if it's a little bit annoying. And for now, I'm just going to do these sides, and the inside can be done later. But I want to get a view of this house before I actually commit to fully building it. Yeah, that should be fine. So let's get to the roof for now. And if I remember correctly, I just landed it on top. Really simple. Yes. Of course, with some trapdoors in between to blend the transition between stone and wood. And I feel like for this, I might need to do some things differently. Or at least for this side of the roof. Simply because it is... because it is very wide. This might be fine. Let's just try this out. I might still need to adjust some things. Okay, the base idea is cool, I guess. Okay, so having a 2-1-2-1 pattern doesn't really fit. No, that only works for even wider roofs. Do we have one over here? I think I did one. Though I'm not sure. Yeah, this one. Oh wait, no, this isn't even any wider. That's just 7 blocks. Let's see how far is this. 7 blocks as well. I can just do the same one. So 3, then 2, 1, 2, and oh, it's because of the 3 at the top. Okay, that makes sense. That was 3, then 2, 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, that has a lot of shape now. And in terms of height, this is still pretty high, but it's very much inside of the wall, so it might be fine. Let's just place some of the blocks for now. But yeah, I might need to fix the orientation. Now this would be more practical with a brush. Click to extend. That is middle mouse button, but I only unbound the click block thing. Is there some kind of keybind that I could use to extend, maybe? Is there some kind of extend keybind? It doesn't seem like it. Oh, that's annoying. No, there really isn't. Why? Why is it... why is it fixed to the pick block thing? Oh wait, I might have an idea. In-game, no. Edit, maybe? Basic? I don't know. Tools. No, that's not it. Nope. Okay, we will just have to live with how it is right now, which is annoying. But I guess I cannot really do anything about that. Alright, so middle mouse button stays. I don't want this height to be just as high. Oh, it is. Oh, is it just one block? Yeah, it's one block. That would also be kind of cursed. Anything I can do about that? Yeah, now it's 2 blocks below, which is better. I'm not sure, to be honest. We could also try to round this off a little bit. That's right. Though that doesn't look too good, I think. Okay, this might work. Let's just hope for the best. Okay, but I guess that definitely makes up a little bit better for the roof size. So now you can still see the city. Yeah, like previously the roof would go up to like here. So like maybe what, 2 blocks further up, which if we take a look, you can pretty clearly see that this blocks so much. Yeah, because now you cannot see anything anymore from the city. This was literally the only part I could see. Actually, I might just bring this one extra up, just so that the roofs kind of flow into each other more nicely. Okay, the roof is very messy, which is fine because it goes right into the mountain, but I would like to have it extend properly. Let's just drag it in the mountain to the point where it is supposed to be. Right, this is 2, 1, 2. You're right. So it's 2, 1, and these two. And then 1 again, and 1 down here. Yeah. Wait, this should stay stone. Yeah. Just making sure that the roof actually makes sense. And I think it does, which is nice. Okay, so now what we can do is fill in the sides, and then we can kind of detail it a little bit more. But right now the roof is very one-colored, obviously. And if I remember correctly, my gradient was... yeah, it was mud in the very middle, then into packed mud, into dripstone, into granite. I can actually put that into a splatter pattern. That would make sense. Let's just try it out and see how it looks. And if not, I can still undo it, so... maybe change the size. Oh, oh, it's a little bit too noisy, I think. Okay, default would be 8, maybe 7. I guess that makes sense. Though I'm not sure if it still might be a little bit too much. Ah, it looks okay, to be honest. Let's just stick with that for now, and I need to take one more look. Okay, because I don't like these sides and how they flow into each other. But I will find something for that. Firstly, let's get the trapdoors out. There are no trapdoors. There they are. Oh, wait, I forgot this side. Right. My bad. Okay, I think the design itself is nice. I do like this. But it obviously, very obviously, still needs some more work. Maybe it has something to do with how the outline of the roof is too one-colored. I could throw in some extra blocks. Maybe some pale oak wood. As a gradient, maybe that could honestly work. And I think I'm going to stick with the gradient idea on the side of the roof, at least two. Yeah, that's fun. And let's fix some of the block orientations. Okay. I think it sticks out compared to the other buildings. Oh, I still need to add something to the roof, which is going to be this little pattern right here. Very simple but effective. I think I want to add a little bit more even. How about if I take iron bars and put them on top of the walls? Yes, maybe. What if instead I take an actual wall top? That is definitely more obvious now. Though I don't know how far I can take this without changing the time in which this is set. Maybe I don't use those at all. I think that goes a little bit too far. Yeah, okay. And now we need some windows. I think I want to make or change up how I build the windows for this one though. What if I take trapdoors? And I put them on the two sides. And in here, oh, that sticks out a lot more. Yeah, definitely, I like this. Do we by any chance have... We have mud brick slabs? We have granite slabs? But that's it, I think. Yeah, so nothing to make up for the dripstone. Yeah, I was thinking on raising these a little bit. Let's just do it. It isn't too noticeable now. Could work. I am not sure though. Okay, let's just try it out and we can see from there on out. Now we have a problem. Because I decided to go with 4 blocks between the wooden stems, there isn't really much space for even windows. So if I were to add this, it would be a big one. Would Trapdoors still fit in between, or would that look weird? Oh, it's very close. I guess it's close enough so that I can actually keep it. But that's really, really close. Yeah, this one will be a little bit easier because this is an odd number of blocks in between again. Oh yeah, we need an entrance. My bad. Okay. Question is just where. There are multiple good spots, I guess, for an entrance. I was thinking somewhere in this corner, but also, I guess in the front wouldn't make that much sense. But then my nose is starting to itch again. I hope it doesn't get as bad as last time again. Uh, yeah, I think adding the door just in the front here is boring. And this side could work. Or this side, so you have some room to... yeah, I guess that's... Okay, let's just use this corner. And for the road, I want to go, yeah, slightly similar to the way it is down here. Sorry, I keep muting myself because I have to sneeze. Oh, what's going on? Why now? Oh, that's so annoying. Okay. Let's just keep going. And I'll suffer through this. And I hope you cannot hear me struggling with my nose. If yes, that would be very awkward. And I would, of course, be sorry for that. Um, but I don't think I can change anything right now. Oh yeah, also I wanted to build a fence so that people don't like fall off here, or especially here, which is a rather big cliff. I might go with mud walls. I really like how they look. Yeah, just a simple one. Nothing too much. So I might expand on that later, but not now. Okay, I think the mud wall might just be a little bit too big. Let's try a fence wall instead. No, no. Wait, I have an even better idea. Something that we already did in this world. Yep, just trapdoors. Okay, wait, give me a moment. My nose is really, really annoying right now. I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. One thing I just noticed, might just be a little bit too late, but I want to change the color of the AFK timer. Because gray is hard to see, and I obviously want people to see it. So let's go with gold, maybe? Let's try gold. Or I could also go with purple. Both look fine. I will try both. Oh wait, it's dark purple, right? Why not both? Yeah, I think the colors fit now. That is fine. Alright, so let's keep building. Yeah, I hope my nose won't keep being annoying, because that would be annoying. Okay, yeah, that looks nice, I think. And it's also enough space to work on here, so the walls are not blocking too much anymore. I think I also wanted to change for here, though I really like the mud. It takes up very much, a lot of space. And let's speed this up a little bit. I could have just middle mouse clicked. Okay, but it's still fine. Something about this looks very cozy, right? Okay, let's keep going. Yeah, I think it might just be time to deal with this. finally finish up the rest of the rest of the walls. I'm also very happy with how this looks now. So, okay, the transition on the inside might need some extra work, but that's no problem. The most important part is that it looks nice from the inside, these few walls at least, because most people probably won't see them from the outside too much, if at all. I wanted this to be spruce wood, not by planks. It's all wood. The ones I wanted was planks. Hey, and now the obvious problem. This roof is not clean enough. Wait, but that's not a problem at all. I can just do this. Oh wait, I might be too far away from my microphone. I tend to lean back while playing a little bit, and my old microphone didn't really have any filters, so I had no reason to think about where I'm at in the room because it would practically pick up everything. But my new microphone, if I just switch my position a little bit, I do have a dip in not only quality but also volume, which is nice. I guess it filters a lot of sounds from the outside out, which I really appreciate. Okay, inside and outside looks fine. We're not doing interior for now. Interior is going to be a whole different act to this stream. Or not this stream, but this chapter of streams where we build the city. Okay, and for the rest of the buildings, that should be very simple. I do want to have some slight variations in here, but I mostly want to have visual consistency, so this gradient might be a little bit too cluttery. I could very well rework this. Yeah, let's rework this to something more subtle. We have stone. I would say going into andesite is always perfect for stone. Stone bricks at the end. Or we could have cracked stone in the middle, maybe? Let's see what the gradient helper would say. That's not a helpful answer. Yeah, that is not helpful at all. And now I need to be... Oh, wait, no. This isn't it. Cobblestone in between? I don't think coral blocks would be too good. Okay, Minecraft or Axiom says cobblestone. Oh, that might just get too cluttery again. Do we have some different nice gray blocks? Let's see. Something that isn't too noisy. I don't want to have any gravity or like nature blocks, because I feel like that would be weird in terms of texture and also feel. But the game really wants me to use concrete. What about cyan terracotta? Or is that too dark? Oh, that's way too dark. Light gray concrete, but concrete is just not noisy enough again. That is my problem. We could also go with a 3-block gradient. So I'm not... Oh wait, but this looks weird because the ground is already these 2 blocks, so it wouldn't really fit. The stone can be in here, but that's it, to be honest. Okay, so we do want tough, I think. And let's maybe not go too light this time. I'll change things up. Okay, but with this we basically end up where we started again. I think when building, picking blocks is definitely what wastes most of my time. I think if it weren't for finding blocks that I want to use, I could build a lot faster. Which is why I think for the next few maps I don't want to pay too much attention to blocks, and instead of going with shading, going for just texture. Shading does take an insane amount of time to figure out, is what I've noticed. Like, even if you know your blocks, you still spend a lot of time finding blocks out that work in a gradient, that fit together, that maybe you have some blocks that you want to exclude from the list because of you've used the block too much already, which is my case right now. Or maybe you want a specific kind of color that you cannot use because it's too noisy and most of the blocks are either concrete or terracotta or too noisy, yeah. I don't know if I can put andesite in here. We'll try it out. If it blends in together, there would be a problem. But I'm not sure what else to do right now. Oh, oh come on. Wait, something about this looks right. Having the darker blocks at the bottom. Also, this is not the right shading. This is not the blocks I picked out. What is going on? Minecraft. Am I just this incapable of clicking or is Axiom messing with me? I do feel like sometimes I'm middle mouse clicking a block and it takes out a completely different block. That does feel weird. Oh, my nose is itching. I hate this. Yeah, I should have maybe pre-planned this a little better. I do want to work a little bit more with wool because it lets me change blocks more efficiently without having to worry about changing things about the environment. Like for example, right now, this cliff, like this mountain, uses the same blocks as this building. Which means if I go in here with magic wand and I want to select, you can see, okay, in this case not anymore, but every time with stone, for example, which here's stone now. Now I'm lucky that it doesn't extend because, wait, why doesn't it extend? Is it not in the gradient? Oh, stone is here. Okay, something feels weird, but you get my point, right? I hope so. Yeah, look, now we have stone. Oh, nice. Yeah, like there's a risk that when I have like blocks that are in the mountain already, that they kind of, oh yeah, cobblestone is a great example. I can select some of these right here, but once I go a little bit further, we have the entire mountain range. And if, okay, I'm kind of missing the point, I know. But what I'm trying to say is if I go over here with the mask and I'm trying to only paint this cobblestone on this house, there is a chance that I also paint some of the stone in the mountain that I'm unable to see. And now there is a wrong block just lingering inside of there. Which, let's be honest, isn't too much of a problem. But I would still like to avoid that if possible. But I can't, because we're already here. And I've already messed up. Let's just make the best out of it. I can still build as good as or as much as I can. What am I trying to say? I can still build to the best of my abilities this way, even if it is a little bit annoying. Okay, it blends in a lot more, but it also is a lot less noisy. I think I'm I'm okay with the sacrifice. Yeah, I don't really need to care about the inside right now because if I, or once I do interior, that's going to change anyways. No reason to pay too much attention right now. And we have a layer of different blocks like smooth stone out here. I won't really paint anything that I don't want to paint. Oh, I'm so excited to do interior. I love building interiors, especially these fantasy buildings, because it gives me, or medieval just in general. Medieval is definitely my building style that I would say I'm very good at. But I've also been practicing this build style basically since I play Minecraft. Some of my very first builds ever were medieval. So that makes a lot of sense, I would say. Okay. Yeah, this is now a lot less noisy while still remaining, yeah, still having the original color scheme. And that also means that I can now easily use these houses or reuse them. Let's get the gradients. I need to completely empty out my inventory. Let's do that. Oops. Yeah, I need to press shift so that it focuses on every block instead of just one. And shift also makes me go down, so yeah. I know a lot of people like to use or put sneak on control and not shift. But I kind of grew up with the opposite. And I also think a lot of Minecraft players just in general grew up with having sneak on shift and sprint on control. Which is funny because most of the gaming community has it the other way around. So Minecraft is the special child again. Yeah, that's just something that I've noticed. Like, for the longest time, I thought it would be completely normal to have shift as sneak. And then I had to painfully learn that it is the other way around. Okay, inventory is empty. Let's go back to page 1 and copy the gradient over. Just the blocks in general. Wait, you are supposed to be down. Okay. Anyone else? Oh, this one doesn't even have the roof finished. They kind of rushed a lot of this city near the end because we were already half an hour over my stream time limit. Well, there's no hard limit. I can stream for as long as I want. But I also have some other things to do and I want to move on sometimes. Streaming already takes a lot of time from my day. Even on days where I don't stream, I usually do some kind of editing work or just preparing stuff for the next stream. So yeah, the only time where I would say I really have some time to relax is on Saturday, and not Saturdays, on Wednesdays. Damn. I really forgot the name of that day. Yeah, Wednesdays is the day where I usually have the most time to relax and not worry anything about streaming. Damn, there are a lot of blocks in this. Okay, I have an idea. I think I have a great idea. What do we need? One, two, basically just 3 different colors of wool. So I would take yellow, red is for streets, so let me use orange instead. No, yellow is already in use. Brown. This could help to... Yeah, this could help for building. Just what I was talking about, to have the blocks be easier to work with. Yeah, let's do that. And oh no, I need an extra one. Let's use cyan. So now I can plan the roof. What kind of roof do I want for this building? This would be... I mean, it could be fun. I'll just try it out. Oh no, this goes up so high again. Oh no, this is the middle. Okay, and then we have this. I would like to have this be one higher at least. Oh well, it's going to be a lot higher, apparently. Oh, would that take too much of the view away? Oh no, it's behind the buildings anyway, so that's fine. So these touch, and I don't like that. Or is it that much of a problem, or can I just deal with that? Let's extend the roof and see. Yeah, so usually after streaming I go ahead and render the stream for the VOD on the next day. And I also added the shot for that day, which usually takes me till around the time I go offline. Maybe if I'm lucky, I have like half an hour after stream. But I usually don't. Which means, yeah, I finish streaming, I still do a lot of work, and then I go sleep, and on the next day I have one day on which I can kind of prepare for next time. I actually do a lot of preparing for streams. Like thinking about what I want to build next, maybe finishing up some things from last stream. Like one thing, for example, what I did was I finished the roofs on here, on these houses, all of them, and just looked at all of it, made some notes for myself. Doesn't sound like much, and really it isn't too much, but it is still some piece of work that I have to think about after stream. So I cannot really call it free time in that moment. No, I think the roofs for these houses are actually going to stay completely square. I think that's also fine to do sometimes. Yes, a lot of houses are better with some kind of stairs or slabs. But for the vibe I'm going for here, I believe having them completely square is actually fine. I think it really plays into the vibe I'm going for. Yeah, I think some of the houses in the village over here have stairs. Yeah, these are a lot more round, as you can see. Depends on what you're trying to do. Oh yeah, that house also has stairs. Still don't know what I'm going to use it for. I might just not use it because it doesn't really fit the vibe of this place. Okay, so next thing I need a mask for yellow wool. Oh, we already have the gradient. I can just go ahead, break this off so I have an entrance. And we can go ahead and paint. Let me go ahead and make some space. No, that was the other way around. That way. Yes. Okay, let me save this. What presets do I have? We have city foundation 1, 2, 3. City 2 roof walls. I would like to save it as city 2 walls because that I think is the one that I just replaced. City 2 walls. Okay, which means, yep, I can remove this one. City 2 walls. That's fine. Next up for where, oh, I have written an S in there. City 2. I don't think I have much for the stems, which is fine, I guess. Let's just apply a brown wool mask. Because as far as I remember, Axiom tries to always place these upright. Yeah, but they are already in the right positioning. Okay, and next up the roof. I also have a gradient for that I'm actually going to use. Oh, wait, I think that was actually a noise instead of a, yeah, it was. City roof outline. That is orange wool, which means I can just carelessly do this, which I couldn't do before. So yeah, using these wools definitely is a great idea, because I don't need to worry about painting the wrong things anymore. I physically can't, because there is actually no wool used in the decoration of this map. And I really mean it. This map has no single wool as decoration. As you can also see here on this marketplace, no wool is being used. Because I want to keep wool as this. Oh wait, no, I am completely wrong. This flag has wool. I'm going to change that. Not now though. But I want to use wool as my placeholder block, so I don't need to worry about accidentally painting over anything that is used as decoration. Yeah. Doesn't actually need to be wool. I just have it as that right now. I think. Oh, that's not right. Where the? Oh, did I not paint this carefully enough? Oh yeah, I guess. So where was I? Placeholder blocks. Yeah, I would always suggest having some placeholder blocks. I mean, at least if you are using mods to build. If you're building without mods, you don't really need any. But I do, so I also need them. There isn't really a way around. Otherwise, I would probably waste a lot of time with. Oh, this is different. Oh yeah, I built this house differently, right? Yeah, because otherwise I would probably waste a lot of time with fixing mistakes that I built previously. Wait, why is it like that? Did I not build the foundation up high enough? Feels like it. Oh yeah, 100% didn't. How how did that happen? It feels right from here. Oh well, I guess it doesn't matter too much anyways. Okay, let's go around with trapdoors now. This street is getting very narrow. I might need to do something about that. But it could also be cozy this way, having this very narrow street. Yeah, actually, I think it's fine. And yeah, the rest I'm going to add later, like all the moss is, I think I'm going to do that at the end. Because, yeah, I don't want every house to have its own patch of moss, because that would start to look repetitive very quickly. No space in between for an extra stem. Okay, I guess. Now drag these up. The thing with this house is it has a tower. Not sure how much higher it is supposed to go, or how high this house is supposed to be in general. I just kind of go with the vibe. And it is a square tower, so the roof might actually also be square. Wouldn't that be fun? Or do I go fancy with, but let me demonstrate what I mean. I don't know if I can put it into words. Like having the roof go in 4 directions at the same time. No, I broke a block. And I middle mouse clicked again. I need to stop. I guess this could work. Do we go with this roof? I feel like that could be fun. Yeah, let's do it. And let's take all of this and move it a little bit to the side, just to make some space for the roof, or just to expand the house a little bit. Blocks in this direction, do we still have enough space for everything? Yes, we have. So what I want to do is I want to take this wall and bring it up for 4 blocks too. Oh yeah, wait, this is smaller. I cannot use the same roof. In fact, I need to make it bigger. Yep. Okay. Same size. Never mind then. Oops. Okay, let's this time make sure that... Okay, yeah, this time I did everything right. Yeah, no, but I do know what the problem was. Oh, I didn't build this cleanly enough. Yeah, I did not build that clean in any way. think I want to build this one further up. Just so it sticks out a little more. Yeah, that is fine, honestly. Now let's connect these together. I think I want to extend this one down, simply because it looks nice. What happened here? Okay, I think the tower needs to go just a little bit higher. Right now it clashes with this roof, which I don't want. 2 blocks? 2 blocks is fine. Yeah, I know the houses don't look too nice for the time I built them out of wool. So this might look very weird actually right now because of my my choice of blocks. But I feel like that's kind of where a lot of the fun comes from. Building weird stuff. And I don't even know what this house is supposed to be. It's so cramped, there is no space at all. And there is a big tower with nothing inside. Okay, that is for future me once we actually deal with interior. Wait, yeah, I feel like I need a different color of wool for this roof. That might need to go out of stone. I don't know how I feel about a wooden tower roof. Something like this over here. This is fine. Okay, but the orange wool can stay the same. Making sure I didn't miss anything. I didn't. That's good. And yeah, I think I'm just going to use these exact blocks. Wait, I can't use tough bricks because we already have them in here. How about just normal cobblestone? I feel like this is distinct enough. Hey, hold up, that is not the blocks I chose. Minecraft, come on. Well, it's not Minecraft, I know it's Axiom, but still, stop it. Okay, yeah, that fits very well, I think. Okay, maybe if I go for 2 in general out of 3. Yeah, that works. Which means only 10 skates. Honestly, I might just increase the auto mod on Twitch, because Twitch seems to be completely unable to handle their own shit for some reason. I don't even I'm not finding any better words for that. They are just so incapable of things that they should not be so incapable of. Not even on YouTube are the bots this bad. At least for me personally. Might of course be different for different people, but I am not having this much trouble on YouTube, which is wild. Oh, yeah. Okay, I'll place these by hand. It's alright. Yeah, I don't know what is going on with Twitch. But yeah, I will probably increase my channel moderation level. So yeah, that I want to keep it as low as possible because I want everyone to be able to write in chat, but I feel like with the situation it's not really something that I can support. One moment. Okay, so we have almost finished this building, but I have to leave for a short while. So yeah, I will be right back. And if you want to know when, just look at the AFK timer at the bottom. It's an estimate, so who knows? But yeah, okay. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Okay, let's not waste any time and get right back into building. I want to make some more progress today. I feel like today could be one of those days where I make so much progress that it feels like we're almost done next stream. I'm also not sure how much longer I am going to spend on this. Oh, I saw that. I'm also not sure how much longer I'm going to spend on this entire area. Because it feels like we're making a bunch of progress, and once the city is done, the last thing that would probably take some time is adding a bunch of greenery and foliage around the outside of the city. But that would also maybe at most take like 2 or 3 streams. No, maybe even only one. There's a good chance it's only one. So yeah, once we are done with the city, that means that, yeah, the map is... Oh yeah, it's hard to imagine, almost finished. I mean, we still have the castle, as well as another secret area that is going to be right behind the castle. As well as, okay, never mind, it's not going to be done anytime soon. This entire area, as well as another big main area that I have not even started thinking about. But I know that it's going to happen because it ties into the story. It is where the final act of this map will happen. I'm so excited to play this map myself. Like, one of the main reasons why I build maps in the first place is to play them myself. And yeah, I'm really excited for this map. Just that it feels a lot different building the map myself instead of watching someone else build or like following the development. I mean, obviously, I'm right here. I am building myself. Okay, and there was this little extra platform that stuck out. And I didn't remove it because I don't like it, but because I want to find a way to implement it. But yeah, it would make no sense to have it extend to the bottom right now. Oh, oh no. And that already makes 2 houses with extra towers, which might be a little much right next to each other, especially considering that there's going to be 2 more. Maybe I'll change this up a little bit. Not make it a tower, but just an extension of the house. And this one doesn't need one at all, to be honest. I feel like the houses already are very different from each other right here. Let's close this off. I'm also not sure about a lot of the heights of these houses. So this one would be 5 blocks right now. I feel like 5 is reasonable. Though smaller would of course still be possible. And these roofs touch a lot. I might build this differently. Yeah, now only one corner touches. Oh, hey Dioli, welcome. How's your day been? I am decorating the village, or not the village, the city, as you can see. We are building houses. Finally. Yeah, nice to see you again. Welcome back. And I am building all of these out of wool first, because it is a little bit easier to decorate afterwards. So I don't need to worry about accidentally painting any different blocks that do not belong to the houses. Hey, thanks. I really what is the word? I appreciate that you like it. Or what was it? I am happy that you like it. That was the word. Damn. Yeah, sometimes I kind of eat my words and forget how to speak. Okay, I thought this roof would be fine, but I don't think it will be. What did I do for other houses? I just extended it an extra step down. Yeah, it happens to everyone. Still kind of awkward every time, but I know it's normal. Okay, I can just extend this down, but now we have the same problem again, that the roofs touch. Oh, well, it's not going to be so much of a problem. I would like to have it the other way, but I guess that's just how it is now. So I'm not sure about this roof. This might be a little bit too aggressive in the market stand. Yeah, I might need to kind of change up the shape of this house. Like, the core idea is cool, but that is just not acceptable. Yeah, if we change these two, then there would be a weird transition between the foundation and the roof. Well, it has changed a bit. I can actually show you around. So I have built a city castle gate. I think you've seen this though. Yeah, so I've built this city in here. And this is a marketplace that I've done last stream. I feel like it feels very alive and used, which was the intention. I'm really happy with how it turned out. Every single stand has its own kind of decoration and wares that they sell. Yeah, you can see all of them are distinct from each other. Some cards here and there. Oh, this one looks a little bit goofy. You didn't see it. Okay, I can show you a little bit more detailed. Yeah, we have two towers right here that tower up in front of the city, and then just two walls that connect everything, a proper entranceway, and a road. I really enjoy how this road turned out. We have some stones in the middle that kind of bring elevation here, and a lot of greenery, and I'm really happy with how this looks right now. Yeah, then we have the city. This this took a lot of time. I extended the stream for this one. I remember I had a lot of problem designing this house, and then in the middle of the stream I just said, okay, I need to log in, and then I went silent for a good while and built this house until I was satisfied with how it looked. Yes, and here's some small details to the wall. As you can see, it's kind of broken apart. And I actually don't quite remember when you've been here. I think you've seen the lower district of the city, right? Or at least some part of it. Yeah, and apart from that, nothing much has happened, I think. Or have I done anything extra? No, I don't think I did. That is all. Oh yeah, didn't miss too much. You didn't. I could swear you've been in chat while I've built this. Oh, alright, you were watching with audio only, right? Okay. Let me show you. So this is the lower district, which is supposed to feel very run down and muddy and not well maintained. And I can actually turn on shaders real quick. And yeah, you can see it really has this broken apart and not quite healthy look to it. With a lot of these wooden beams towering up and the castle or city gate separating the lower district from the middle district. As you can see, no way to the other district. And yeah, some bridges at the top, some railings. Looks very cozy in a way. And yeah, really simple buildings, I think, but it's effective. It really brings the look that I wanted. Yeah, so the style is basically what I went with is mossy, overgrown, and muddy, while being in the medieval time zone. And this is kind of just what I came up with. It has this very grayish, washed out look, but still very vibrant colors still, which is a combination that I really like. Yeah. And just today I have been building all of these buildings that you can see right here. And we have a tavern that is mostly done. Interior, of course, not, but we'll get to that. Yeah, that's kind of what I was going for. So really, nobody is really maintaining this lower district. the people living here have to survive on their own with only little food that is provided by the city. And they're really living at the limit. I also wanted to block this entranceway to the city off. So yeah, just imagine there being a massive wall here, and this is really the furthest back you can go. Might just be a little bit too many glow lichen, but that's nothing I can fix. And yeah, that is most of all, if not all of the progress. Took a lot of time, so I built this city in one stream, then this entire castle gate in one stream. The marketplace was also in the same stream as the, not castle gate, city wall. This lower district has taken 2 streams, I think. This city wall has taken another stream on its own. And you've seen the fortress. I remember that. Oh, really? That's interesting. Yeah, I really like this vibe, so I might need to look up some pictures. Yeah, and right now we are building these houses. I'm building them out of wool because it's easier to go over them with a mask and not paint anything that I'm not supposed to paint. And yeah, that's just struggling with this house is why you came in. And honestly, I don't quite know how to fix this. I could just make the house smaller, move it to the side. Yeah, what do we do with this house? Do I just move it one to the side? That could honestly work, maybe. If you're comfortable with doing that, sure, why not? I would like to take a look. I'm very interested with what you said. Because yeah, I really love this aesthetic, the style. And even though like in real life it's depressing that parts of cities like this really exist, I still feel like the look of it, the feel of it is very cozy to me. And now this roof is still in the way, but it's not as bad anymore. Yeah, it's still slightly in the way. I could put a hanging sign on here, giving some notes, or I don't know. This can now extend. Oh, and yeah, I don't know if you've heard that, but I decided to scrap the idea of an upper district. It's all just going to be middle district in here, and then we can think of a way to spice it up a little bit. Yeah, I don't think I want to come up with another house design. I'm just sticking with this. Do I connect these two houses? I feel like having a 1 block gap in between here isn't really great. Especially because of the roofs, because they extend out 2 blocks. So having a 1 block gap isn't really possible. Okay, let's stack these buildings up. This one can be a little bit taller, this a little bit shorter in comparison. Now all of this can go up. Ooh. Okay, actually let me look at them now. Why not? Um did you really? I didn't get a message. Or did you send them on the Discord? Wait. No, you didn't. I didn't get a message. Or do you not get any messages at all while I'm in streamer mode? Oh, that wouldn't make sense, I feel like. Okay, they're loading. That makes sense. Ah, now they came. Oh yeah, I do see some of the vibe. Oh yeah, that I see. It is, the pictures you sent are a little bit more like modernized, of course, with all the like our things that stand there, but the overall vibe, I do get that. Damn, but that's actually some nice photos. I do like a wintry, snowy view. Yeah, I'm very nostalgic for something like that. Yeah, that actually looks very nice. Also the nature parts. Yeah, that's cool. I might take some inspiration from that for a different map or area. I actually really enjoy that look. That one was personal. Yeah. I actually didn't really notice. But yeah, okay, now that you now that you mention it, it's hard to unnotice. Oh, 3 blocks is not enough. 4 blocks, okay. No, I can't actually extend this. Yeah, that is like really just my vibe. This kind of run down, not really like rusty. Could you call it rusty? Maybe. Yeah. I actually originally, before I came into the CTM community, I was planning on doing a map that was entirely adventure mode, so no placing or breaking blocks, and that was set in an abandoned city, a modern city. And I never built it because, well, you know me, but that actually had some very similar vibes as well. Yeah, I guess around the world there are probably even just in Russia, there are probably a lot of places that could potentially go into the vibes I just described. Yeah, I'll definitely do some research of my own at a later point for reference images and stuff like that. I want to work more with reference images because when I built the marketplace, I actually did use a lot, and that is what helped me make it as detailed as it is now. So yeah, I want to keep that up and maybe get myself a proper reference image folder. Even though I only have one monitor, I can still try to make the best of it. Oh, what did I do? It's an even number again of blocks. Oh, I keep messing up every single time over and over again. Even when I remind myself to keep the keep the number of blocks in my mind, still somehow manage to mess up. Oops, that was wrong. Only these three. Ugh, that looks cursed now. But yeah, I mean, send as many pictures as you want. I really appreciate it. Takes a lot of work away from me when searching for reference images in the future. Okay, that is obviously not very smooth. Let me change that up a little bit. Oh, wait, 2 blocks. I can't do 2 blocks because we're already here. Damn, that's kind of a creepy vibe in a way. But I guess it's also if they are not used to other people that are not from there, that would make sense, I guess. Okay, wait, these roofs need to get a proper rework. That's not really working the way I want. Actually might just fly over to our previous builds and yeah, we've had some of yeah, okay, but I would need to build with slabs. that is what I was searching for, but I guess I can do that. These blocks definitely exist in slab form. Some of them at least. Yeah, I'm not going to look at all of them now, but I'll respond to you later after stream. Oh, that's the wrong direction. But yeah, I really appreciate that you take your time to send me reference images for the future, or just for what is it called? For topics to talk about. Yeah, right. And these roofs could meet somewhere around here, I guess. I don't know about this one. But I mean, it doesn't need to go this high. It's just an outline for myself. Oh, I know that. I had a place a few years back that was also very, very close to a railway. In fact, it was you could basically touch the train from outside the window. It was so loud, and I didn't notice until well, I did notice, but it wasn't that much of a deal until I learned how it is to actually have silence. Yeah, having a train station so close can be incredibly annoying, especially if it's like a train that drives by every few minutes. The one from me back then was basically every 5 minutes, so it was a constant, non-stop train sounds. And I'm so happy I don't have to deal with that anymore. That was absolutely unbearable. Yeah, I'm sorry for that. But yeah, you probably know best how annoying the trains can be. Ew, what did I do here? Ugh, that's not very, very odd numbers. Okay, I'll extend this house. Well, okay, at least that. So you don't have to deal with it so often. But yeah, having something loud, loud constant noise outside your door really can get to you. I think it's important that, especially at home, that you have a quiet and like a quiet place where you don't have to endure loud sounds at a constant rate. Because I mean, home is also a place where you want to relax, right? And I think relaxing is kind of hard if you have to constantly hear something in the background. Sometimes the silence can also be cozy. Oh damn, Twitch shaved off 10 minutes from my session time again. I guess it doesn't matter, but I just noticed. Because my Twitch session time gets shown to me on my phone, where I have my chat open. And I just noticed it's 39, but my session time says 23 I mean minutes. And that obviously makes no sense. And I was confused for a minute. Did we jump in time again? But no, it's just the session time being weird. Honestly, if you would do that, that would be amazing. Really. I usually don't see too much interesting things outside because I live more in the city. I mean, cities can also be interesting, but not for me personally, at least. And so I really basically just eat up every kind of nature that I get, even if it's just in pictures. I would honestly love to do that myself. That sounds so amazing. Just going and visiting nowhere. That sounds like the perfect what is it called? When you're doing something. The perfect entertainment is not the word I'm searching for. Oh well, I might remember the word in like 20 minutes or something. But yeah, I would also love to do that some more myself. Yeah, this task is getting very repetitive right now. We're almost done, so don't worry. The city is actually almost done. And since you keep asking for a percentage of how far I am with the map, I guess once this is finished, the map is like 60 to 65% done, maybe. The city definitely took up most of my plans now. Also took the longest. I think this is probably the single most longest time I've worked on a singular area. Yeah, I'll definitely look at them later. Thanks a lot, though. And yeah, this is some great progress that we've made today again. I feel like it's only like I feel like we are making more and more progress with every day, or every stream might be more accurate. It might honestly not even be that long until I can start working on gameplay, which I'm very excited for. Gameplay will be the highlight for myself. For me as the writer, not myself. Because that is where we actually start to do the interesting things, like considering balance and items and custom entities. And also a lot of just level design in general, like where we decide on what path the player should take, how I like guide the player's eye in a different or in a specific direction. That is going to be one of the things I'm most excited for, especially in the city. Though that will also be a big challenge. Making a city playable is not easy, definitely. Okay, that might work. Oh wait, this would not just be wood, it would be blue wool. For now, at least. Let me make this one purple so I know it is a half block instead of a full one. Yeah, and same for here. This can also be a half block. Oops. Okay, let's connect these now. Yeah, I think that's difficult for most people because you have to do all of this planning with when people have time and when they are actually willing to go. And yeah, I know that. The more people you're trying to plan for, the harder it's going to get. But it makes sense, right? Not everyone has time at the same time. So sometimes you have to find find a way to make everything work, even if it means delaying by months. Struggling a little bit right here with this roof. Wait, is this a good number? 3? No, it's even. That's bad. Oh, that's really bad. You know what that means? I have to push the entire wall one back. Yeah, this is actually kind of a challenge right now. What do we have again? 1, 2, 3, and then 2 up. Okay. From where? From there. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, and then from here 2 up, I think. I hope. I believe. Something about this is not working. Why did I build it like that? Oh, come on. Yeah, I definitely want a building on this side, but the way it is right now, that won't work. Like, not at all. I can put buildings into the wall, but that is still kind of hard if you can only see one wall, and I still have to plan for the roof. So let's just melt a little bit of this mountain away. To give more space for a building, even if it's just a little bit. And now I think I can take this entire roof and this entire side of the wall, of the house, and move it a little bit to the back. I mean, maybe like a hidden one, but usually, I don't know if Google Maps works for you, but if it does, I would try to check that. But you've probably done that already. Yeah, honestly, I wouldn't really know how to find a different store near you. Maybe just walking across the streets and trying to find anything. But it's a gamble. That's true. But I mean, surely there will be at least something near you. Okay, this is 5 blocks. This is 7 blocks. And that might just work, hopefully. Yeah, I honestly wouldn't know a different way really. I mean, Google Maps tries its best to mark all of the buildings near you if they have a way to be named. So maybe it's possible to find any kind of store through that. But well, I don't have any additional details, so it's still up to luck. But yeah, for me, where I am, it's hard to imagine like not having at least some kind of convenience store near you. I don't know how it is when you're further out, though it would make sense that there is a lot less. Maybe you're just unlucky, which would be a sad answer, but might also just be true. Okay, and this building definitely needs to be pushed back 1 block. Honestly, this entire city looks really wild with all the wool blocks. Something about that, just this look. Imagine building an entire area just out of wool. Wouldn't that be fun? I think that could actually get annoying for gameplay. Okay. Oh yeah, I mean, in that case, that makes sense. Google Maps definitely doesn't know every street and bridge or path. That is, yeah, no, you're correct with that. Though it's not quite as bad for me. This seems very wild. That's like an entire extra detour that Google is giving you. Yeah, that is. Yeah. Uh, yeah, okay, now it makes sense. I guess that is just where your knowledge of the area that you're in comes into play. Of course, Google Maps can't have everything, but you could still try to just swipe across the map and see if there is any store near you. Don't have to filter or anything, just look at the map itself, not the paths that Google is giving you. Yeah, full wool area would feel very playful in a way, not very taking itself seriously. Also wouldn't fit into this map at all. This entire map is built upon being a more mature story, so that wouldn't work at all. Okay, time to paint. And everything at once. I can actually turn the radius up just to make sure that I don't miss anything. Okay, that's fine. Now for orange wool. And that would be city to roof outline. And hey, all the roofs are magically done. Who would have thought that? Now for brown, this is a simple one. Also turn this up. Still need to be a little bit more careful with this one. Just getting in between all of these different streets. Yeah, so I've been uploading a lot of shorts, and what I've noticed is that a lot of people on TikTok do not enjoy Axiom, the mod I'm using for building. And I feel like if they see how I'm building this city, things will not end well. Let me say that much. Yeah, some people seem to be very, very passionate about not building with mods. Oh damn, that's just personal at this point. What has the poor bridge done to deserve this treatment? Bridge doesn't even exist. Okay, well then. Sometimes that's also weird what Google considers a car tour or a by foot tour. It's kind of what is stopping me from taking the car tour by foot. Just give me the best way possible, Google, and that's fine. Unless you have some kind of vehicle, you don't really need restrictions in where you can't go. Unless it's like specified by the area or whatever that you can't be there by foot. But that's rarely the case, so yeah, I've tried doing that, but people are very stubborn, and if I try to give reasonable excuses, it's usually just met with silence, which I find funny. This is really entertaining for me, just seeing all these people having a meltdown over me using a mod. But in a way, it's also kind of sad that they fail to see the necessity of this mod. Like, they think all of this could be built purely by hand with no mods at all. Imagine placing all of these blocks by hand. Because, oh well, apparently world edit is fine though. But still, even with world edit, all of this, we are currently at roughly over 200 hours of playtime. Imagine building that with world edit. We would be at 400 hours now. If I was even still building. If I even started. That's the thing. But yeah, some people are very stubborn on this. Okay, what blocks now? These. That's fine. Oh no, something changed about my controls again. Usually I have sprint on toggle, or on hold, because if I have it on toggle and I still keep pressing, then I will do this weird stuttery motion, as you can see right now. I usually put it on hold, but on hold, but I still like to let go. And I would like to have it to toggle without stuttering, which is kind of hard in this setting right now. And right now it stopped working. Like usually it works, but right now if I let go of my sprint key, I also stop flying fast. Last time that happened, it kind of fixed itself after a while, so I hope that happens again this time. Yeah, I wouldn't even dare to imagine building this by hand. But it's funny because it's just seeing all these people clearly not using their brains. I don't know. It's so annoying in a way, but still entertaining. If you don't let it get to you, then yeah. People just like to act like they're better because they don't use the mods. But then it's also like it's cool that you can build without mods if you can build and not just talk on the internet. But if you actually can build without mods, that's cool. Why not? But I would like to save some time. instead of waste it with repetitive tasks that I could finish much quicker. I honestly, I appreciate everyone who, even if they build small things, who just builds in general, or who do creative work. Like, appreciate every single person who does creative work. But I still think sometimes maybe that is just not enough. Yeah, best thing you can do is just to stop caring. Or if you do keep caring, then make fun of them. Or something like that, I don't know. Yeah, I think if you act stupid on the internet, you should be made fun of. Not like in a hurtful way, obviously, but it should never be in a hurtful way. Like, if you make fun of someone, it should be in a tasteful way that teaches them what you want to teach them. But making fun of people without the intention of teaching them something, that is where it gets kind of problematic. That is when people start to be toxic. Making fun of someone so you feel better about yourself definitely is not the way. But well, who am I to judge, right? If it helps them, it's still not very nice, obviously. But everyone has like their own ways. It's just important to not take criticism, or not criticism, but insults like that too serious. Sometimes people have some actual good hidden points that I just don't actually talk about. Like when some people on my videos commented that I am building with block vomit, which, if you didn't know, is scattering random blocks in mostly a white noise pattern, which is exactly what I did right here. And I do see the criticism with that. I did it intentionally for this, but it is still very valid, and it shows me that people know. Even if it is written in a disrespectful way, it is still criticism that I can work with. Because I now know that people notice, and that is something that I could improve on. Oh, wait, right. Oh no, I was completely um I had this thing again because of my session time. But sometimes I like to extend stream a little bit if I feel like it. And right now we're making good progress. And so I thought, why not? Why not just go just a little bit over time? Since right now I'm really in the flow of building, and I would like to keep that momentum. Yeah, like my intention with the block vomit on this one is more, it's like a kind of block, not really pattern, but well, it is a pattern, but it is used as a block variation, you know, so it doesn't all look the same. Especially because the roof is very blocky. That might get obvious that if you don't have block variation, it might start to look bland. And while I cannot change anything about the block vomit right now because it is intentionally built into this. It is still something that I might keep in mind for future builds. So sometimes having some random block variation is cool. You need to be careful because gradients like this can start to look like block vomit as well. Not well. Yeah, exactly. Like it's every time I end stream and I start stream the next time, there's this like 20 to 30 minute period of warming myself in. And yeah, well, I'm already here, why not? I have the time today. And I honestly don't know what today's shot is supposed to be. Or tomorrow's battle. Because today what we've built is the city, but I've already built a city on a shot, which is this one. And the only new thing I did today is the tavern, but it is practically just the same building over again with a different block variation. So I might actually go and make a filler today. Oops, oh, would you look at that? I forgot the side of this roof. And yeah, maybe you could also see this as some kind of preparing for next stream, so I don't have to do the same work again and can jump straight into the next building. While I do keep a lot of things unfinished in this city, I would still like to have a way to say, okay, this is in a fine state for now, I can leave it. And I feel like right now the city is not really in that state. Well, it's close, but not quite. It's not quite there. And I want to get it to that state before I go offline for today. Okay, look. After this, one more song from the playlist, and then I'm leaving it at that. Because while I am personally alright with streaming longer, my PC is not, because I need to render all of that later. And rendering not only takes a lot of performance for my PC, but also a lot of time. But also, let's be honest, I have 2 days of free time after the stream. So Thursday and Wednesday are now streams. So that is some kind of grace period where I can get some content out. So in terms of time, it would actually be okay today. If I extend, it is most likely going to be on a Monday. Let's just use mouse for now. I'll change it up later. Never mind, I'll change it up now. But yeah, there's still a lot to do in this city. Like, for example, the outlines for the buildings, the streets, the moss, plant life. So many things that didn't quite fit in today. But I would still say that today's progress has been absolutely crazy. But let's do that. We still have just a little bit of time. Let's get the painter out. Stone. Hey, I said red wool or grass. Mask surface off, please. Why do you keep turning it on, Minecraft? No, Axiom, not Minecraft. Oh, hey, welcome back. I honestly didn't even notice that you were gone. Okay, and this is really the last thing for today. Just placing the outline for these buildings. And okay, there's no lighting, so shader view will be... Oh well, it's daytime anyways right now, so that will be fine. Placing stones like this sounds so satisfying. Oops, oh, I completely forgot about this one. That's going to be a quick one. Yeah, just an outline for the buildings because it makes them stick out a little better if you have them outlined. Okay, damn, I said one more song, but this is an 8-minute song. Okay, I mean, it's exactly the kind of time I need right now, so... Okay. I forgot some trapdoors down here. And hey, do you still remember the old city? This one? Looking back, it doesn't really look that great. Like, I do see the vision in this one, but it's still definitely, there's still definitely something missing. And now looking at this city view, this looks a lot more finished and well thought out, I believe. And yeah, I mean, the city square is not done yet. There's going to be a well in the middle of this and a little, like, yeah, place for people to meet. Oh, we forgot about the roofs again. Yeah, the old one isn't bad, but yeah, now looking back, it definitely needed an update. And I also feel like this entire new city just or not feels it's better with the overall vibe I was going for. But previously there was like this big jump between the lower district, which is completely run down and broken, to this high quality, beautiful looking kind of city. That was a contrast that didn't really sit well with me. Even if this is a higher district than the one before, it still felt like it was two completely different cities. And now you definitely have an upgrade in quality of the houses from the lower to the middle district, but it still feels like it's the same city. And that is what I originally wanted to go for. Okay, last roof. We are almost there. The finish line is in sight. And I mean, we're still not quite done because greenery and stuff. I'm not going to do that today. But today we are done. Oh, that has been so much work, but it's also been so fun. Let's remove the green line just so it looks a little better on the thumbnail. And yeah, this now feels like an actual proper city. And you have this entranceway from the marketplace to the city itself with some big buildings, some nice open areas. And this is going to be fun to explore, I feel like. Oh yeah, and this big tower definitely also adds a lot to the vibe. We forgot about this one, but that's not a problem. Okay, so I want to leave it at that. Let's take one nice screenshot. Maybe from up here. Not really. Not inside because it's still very empty on the inside. Maybe this is fine. One shader view, and then I'm going to say bye for today. And next stream is going to be on Thursday from 4 to 7 p.m. Central European Time. And yeah, I will see you next time. Bye. Okay, that's enough. Yeah. Okay. Bye.